welcome to another Primetime live stream of Seattle Seahawks football. Welcome to the channel. I've been gone for a little bit. My name is Zach, and welcome to Zach Talks Hawks. This is a place where we talk everything Seattle Seahawks football. I've been away for the last couple weeks, but to be fair, being a pastor and during the Christmas season, I tend to get kind of busy from time to time. I'm really excited. Let me change some lighting here. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to even work. That's a little better. I am so excited to live stream this game for a multitude of reasons tonight. You know, been away from the channel for a couple weeks because of Christmas and whatnot. Not been able to get the content out that I really wanted to. And there's a few things with this game that's coming up that I'm really excited to talk about when it comes to Seattle season. They need to win this game in order to have a sliver of hope that this is going to be a worthwhile season. If you are a Seattle Seahawks fan, you're hoping desperately that Seattle winds up winning this game here on Thursday Night Football. And then we become Arizona Cardinal fans on Saturday as they square off against the Rams. If the Rams win and Seattle wins, then it depends on how the Sunday slate plays out with schedule. Actually, they have it right here. This team now doesn't control their own destiny. They can't make the playoffs as a wild card team. They have to be able to win this game and hope for help as it comes along their way. And I'm really excited for tonight. I really think that this matchup against the Chicago Bears it's a favorable matchup for this team. Today it was released that K9 is on IR, and you're going to be in for a fight when it comes to trying to establish your run game, but this offense really hasn't shown us that it really wants to run the ball at all. So I'm excited to see what this team does with Zach Charbonnet now that they have to go all in on Charbonnet. We'll see a little bit more of Kenny McIntosh. And I've talked a lot of crap about Caleb Williams this season for the Bears. I have not seen it when it comes to his high-end talent. Everybody's been toting him as the best product out of college, tentatively since Andrew Luck. And yet, he has not shown to me this season what it takes in order to facilitate a great football team. Justin Fields overperformed with this team. Caleb Williams is vastly underachieving at 4-11. He has 3,200 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. This is not a grand design by the Chicago Bears. They had huge expectations for Williams, huge expectations for this team. They were tentatively loaded, and it has all went sideways for them. So I am really excited to see what happens as Seattle looks to square off against a Bears squad who struggles against premium defenses. And if Seattle does anything right, it's playing decent defense here down the stretch. Folks that are coming in that are healthy now, Uchenna Nwosu getting inserted back into the defensive rotation. We have some drama with Reek Woolen. I'm looking over the lineups right now as they tick across my screen. We got to talk about our offensive line and how inept they are at times. Now the defense is rolling across. So Williams, Murphy, and Reed up front. Those are our regulars. You got Draymond Jones, Edwards Jones, Tyrese Knight, and Boye Mafe. And then over the top, you got Witherspoon. Reek Woolen is getting the start tonight, and Kobe Bryant and Julian Love. I'm excited to see where this game goes. This is a team that has its backs up against the wall now, and they have to scrounge together a win. Oh, man. I am so excited when it comes to this game, simply because McDonald has shown multiple times this year that when this team is backed up against the fence, they tend to respond really, really well. So we'll see what this game looks like. Multiple injuries here for the Bears. I'm excited to see what this team does. Let me adjust my viewing screen here so that I can see maybe a little bit more of the game. I don't quite remember how I did this last time. and view the whole screen, because I'm missing vital information like right about here on the screen when it comes to viewing the game and talking to you throughout the game. Guys are getting ready for warm up. We are 10 minutes out from our Thursday night football matchup between the Seahawks and the Bears. I hope you're as excited as I am. This is going to be hopefully a good game. We have not really been blessed to see too many great Thursday night matchups this season. And they're backed up against the fence a lot. Yes, they are. Norse fan, hey, yeah, I noticed you from aren't you from the squad over at Seahawks Talks with Joe Stevens? So if not, go subscribe over to him. But I'm pretty sure I've noticed that name before, or maybe you're original over here. Good to have you in here. We're going to be talking a lot about the game tonight and talking about these different matchups that need to come to fruition with Seattle. And I think in all reality, it's going to come down to, can Seattle get enough pressure on Caleb Williams where the Bears offense reaches stagnation, as it has in many different occasions this season. It really puts the pressure off of the Seattle offense in order to perform at an extremely high level. This has to be a defensive-minded game, and all the pressure in the world can be off of Geno Smith, and we just play the field position game. We grind this out. It should be a win. It is in hostile territory, but I think this team can get it done. One of the biggest problems that Seattle is going to have tonight against the Chicago Bears is their matchup with Cole Kmet, their tight end. This defense, for some reason or another, from the beginning of the year until now, has struggled with premium tight ends all year long. Even with the addition at linebacker and the change at linebacker since the bye week, Seattle has still struggled mightily against premium tight end play. Cole Kmet's one of those guys, he can rack up more of these yards that other teams just seem to find against this McDonald scheme. And really, with the drama with Woolen on the corner, Seattle's showing some cracks in their armor that we were boasting about here not too long ago with this awesome defense from the bye. Oh. They're playing different highlights really from the bye, and McDonald as well, talking in on the weekly show. I did forget, I did remember that Eberflus was fired from the Bears, but I forgot who their interim coach is. I wonder what the Bears think about their interim head coach, and where do the Bears go in terms of head coaches for next year. Yes, why can they not cover the tight end? I have no idea, and I really thought the change at linebacker was going to be the fix for this team. You know, it was something had to happen, something had to break, and it did. It mid-season, which was weird as a longtime Seahawks fan. You really didn't have that under the Carroll era. It was definitely more of a, we have what we have and we're just going to deal with it kind of thing. Not with Mike McDonald. If you don't fit his scheme, especially defensively, and you're not doing the things he wants you to do, forget about it. You're out of here. And I really thought with the personnel change that problem was going to be the problem that gets fixed. Now, they did fix in some ways, not against the Packers in their matchup against Green Bay, but for most teams that they have played since that change, their run defense has been phenomenal. It's been so much better than what it was in the beginning of the season. So the linebacker change helped that, but it really struggles in pass coverage against premium tight end play. And I'm not sure what the answer is. I really like Jones at linebacker. I love Tyrese Knight. I love his story out of UTEP. He's been playing pretty good ball. He's a rookie, so he's gonna struggle at times. But in all reality, that unit, which a couple years ago was one of the oldest linebacking corps in the league, they're now pretty young and can fly. So I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's a scheme thing, if we're just going to eternally struggle with tight end play. But I would like to hope that the pieces that they now have are able to solve that issue. Tonight's also a big night for Geno Smith. We talked over the last few weeks here on the channel how there's been much debate around Geno Smith, and we saw what life without Geno Smith might look like with Sam Howell coming in and playing about, over half of football in a Seattle Seahawks uniform, and that ain't it. This has been very disproven from a certain portion of the fan base that wants to see DK Metcalf out. I've said a lot on this channel, or DK Metcalf, Geno Smith out. I have DK Metcalf also on my brain, but Geno has been very prone to throw back-breaking red zone interceptions. It's been a problem all year long. He struggled with it, and I tell my friends this. You see the different quarterbacks that Geno has sat behind through his play. And one of the things that really gets him in trouble in red zone plays is that he tries to extend. He tries to make magic happen, and that's what we got accustomed to with Russell Wilson. And at times, Geno is really good at that, like evading pressure, standing up, like being sneaky athletic to get away. But he tries too hard in the red zone. Tonight, I really want to see him protect the ball. I really want to see that elite arm talent that he does have to push the ball down the field. And really, when he has time, Geno Smith can make all the throws. It's just when the pressure collapses and he tries to do too much in high-pressure situations. Now, not in the last 2 minutes of fourth quarter. He has shown time and time again he comes up clutch there. I'm talking in the normal flow of the game. I don't want to see any red zone turnovers from this team this game. And if they get back into that habit, we're really going to struggle. Sam played from behind. Sam played from behind, and only once did he have a running back for support. Yeah, he also recorded the fifth worst quarterback performance in terms of yardage to downs played in NFL history. So I've said before here on the channel, when it comes to Sam, I do think that the plan for him is sound. We keep him, we develop him. He's a 2 to 3 year project. He learned a ton of bad habits in Washington, was the most sacked quarterback by far in the league, took the most hits of any quarterback, I think, in the history of the NFL in the occurrence of one season. And through that, you garner a lot of bad habits. Your clock just isn't there. He had an atrocious offensive line. We make fun of our own offensive line about how bad it was, but if you remember back last year to Washington, how atrocious they were up front, I can argue he had it worse there, right? But he needs to sit. He needs to develop. That is the pinnacle of a project quarterback. And if they're willing to commit to that, sure, I'm good with that. But don't go off early and deviate from that plan and throw him in before he's ready. Clearly, he's not ready. His clock wasn't good when he played. You could kind of tell. He just felt pressure that wasn't there and then didn't feel pressure at all when it was breathing down his neck. It takes a long time for quarterbacks to unlearn that kind of stuff when you're in a bad system. When you get into the NFL and that's all you know, you got to unlearn that stuff. Same thing is what Geno Smith did, right? Tried way too hard in New York. Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, we can start naming that blueprint of quarterback now because it's happened now more than once. You need time to unlearn all of that stuff that you pick up along the way that makes you bad and then get a chance to come in and play. I think the Howell experiment could work. He just needs time to sit. And that's why I'm a big advocate of, let's keep Geno. His ceiling is good enough. And in terms of a quarterback market, where are you going to go, right? There's not a lot to come down in terms of free agency this year, and this year's quarterback class is sort of weak. So stay put, get a team friendly deal. I mean, for what he makes in this quarterback crazy market, I mean, I would take a highly efficient quarterback with some flaws for the price that we are currently paying Geno, and then getting a reclamation project going behind him. And I think that's the plan here with Howell. All right. Here we go. Full advisory. Last primetime game, for the first time ever, my keyboard, like in the fourth quarter, just decided not to work. And so I hope I don't have those flaws again tonight, but we will certainly see. The kick is away, back through the back of the end zone, and the Seattle Seahawks will get the ball to start the game. We are underway in a game where Seattle needs to win. 70% completion percentage for Geno, 17 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. All right, here we go. Seattle will start coming off of the touchback. Their quest to go to 9-7. Charbonnet to Geno's left. It's a swing pass out to Tyler Lockett, who gets across the 20 into the 22-yard line. And right away, it seems to be a scuffle with Bobo there on the ground. All right. Let's see where Seattle goes here on second down. I was pretty impressed to see Lockett get a carry here. Second down and 7. It's a run to the left by Charbonnet. Breaks one tackle, puts his shoulder down, and gets close to the 30-yard line. I think he's going to be about half a yard short. So that was a good little rip there by Charbonnet. Dodged one defender in the backfield, put his shoulder down, was able to get through the pile. And this is how you got to run it now with Zach Charbonnet. You have to get him the ball early and often, and commit to him being RB1 now with Kenneth Walker on IR. Let's see what Ryan Grubb draws up here for third down and 1. Ball in their own 29. Single back, wing offset. It's a run up the middle from Charbonnet, and he will gain 3. And that will be a first down for Seattle. Appreciate you being in here, Norse fan. I've spent a number of my live streams talking to nobody, so no pressure to stay, but I appreciate you at least being here for as much as you're here right now, and thank you for coming on in. Ball on the 31-yard line. Geno's got Charbonnet to his right here in shotgun. 2 wide receivers high with JSN to the bottom. It is a draw play. He's going to bounce off one, stiff arms another, and that will be a gain of 11, petering out to the left side for Zach Charbonnet. Heavy run to start the game. This is good stuff. And they're emphasizing this guard pulling motion that we saw really work for Seattle last week. I really, really hope they keep going back to that. Offensive change here at the line with no substitutions. First down and 10, ball on their own 41-yard line. Charbonnet to Geno's left. It is play action out to Noah Fant. He's going to rumble. First down and more. Gain of about 14 for Noah Fant, who now has 78 catches since his last touchdown as a Seattle Seahawk. Nice little play action fake there by Geno. Little chip block there by Charbonnet. Lock it out there, old man blocking. Love to see it. All right, let's see where they go from here. First down and 10, ball at Chicago's 44. It's a run by Kenny McIntosh. He's getting his first touch here on the drive. Big statement here by Ryan Grubb and the offense for Seattle. Coming out here, primarily running the ball, now using two different running backs. This is the formula to win games if you're the Seattle Seahawks. You have to pound the rock and trust your line. Be physical early. Second down and 8 for the Seahawks. Here we go. Second down and 8. Ball on the 41-yard line for Geno. Play clock down to 4. Single back McIntosh. Geno gets it off. Right up the middle to McIntosh, who's across the 30 to the 25-20. Dragging people down all the way down to the 16-yard line. Kenny McIntosh with probably one of his best runs of the season. Going from the 41 to about the 16-yard line. And this is just a simple gap concept right up the middle. He basically wasn't touched until he's like 14 yards down the field. McIntosh to Geno's right. It's another run to McIntosh up the middle on first down and 10. And that will be a gain of 1 as Seattle creeps into Chicago territory. Now in the red zone, ball on, I would say, I think the 16-yard line. We'll have to double check the yardage here. Seattle had 59 rush yards last week versus Minnesota. They have 48 on this drive. This is what I want to see. Ball on the 15. I would say the 14. Charbonnet to Geno's left in the gun. Geno looks. It's a draw play to Charbonnet. Up the middle. Across the 10 to the 9-yard line. Zach Charbonnet. It will be third down. Hold on to the ball, McIntosh. Hey, I'm a big McIntosh fan. I loved what I saw from him in preseason. He just needs to hold on. He just needs to hold on. Third down and 3. Big red zone down. We talked about it here at the beginning of the show. Geno needs to take care of the ball. Ball on the 9-yard line. Empty set for Geno. 3 wide receivers down to his left. JSN, Lockett, and Metcalf. It's a bullet. Throws almost an interception right into double coverage. Should have had it. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what gets into Geno Smith's mind here. I mean, yeah, both linebackers there had the chance to pick that off. Man, I don't know what gets into Geno Smith's head in the red zone. I just feel like he's so coordinated anywhere else. Myers makes it from 27. Seattle gets 3 in a red zone trip that, to be honest, should have been an interception. My word, that was ugly. Yeah, you get to the red zone by running and then you decide to pass. It's hard, right? Because the field shrinks in the red zone. But, yeah, I agree. I think that there's definitely a better way to go about it. And it just didn't happen. So, Norse fan, where are you? I know this is probably like a 30-second delay here. Are you from, and this is more for me to know, like, how to grow the channel. Are you from NFL prognosticators on Facebook, or did you see this from Twitter, or have you been subscribed here? Yeah, I'd really like to know. I love what I do here, and I want to be able to connect with people, and I've been blessed to have the opportunity to meet some great people in doing all this. And I noticed the name before. I just don't know where I've seen it before. Like, have you been here a long time? Cincinnati. YouTube. Okay. So you've been connected here to this channel, or I know Joe Stevens on his show on Tuesday nights that I'm able to go with, and we do a Seahawks Coast to Coast podcast together now on Tuesdays. I know he has quite a big following. Were you with Joe over there, or did you? How? I want to know, right? This is the good part of the internet where we get to meet new people and kind of figure out like how we came together. But I really do appreciate you being here. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time talking to nobody doing these things, and last live stream we had a few people in here, and it was a lot of fun. First trip to the show, usually Norbcam. Oh, Norbcam, yeah. Yeah. He's actually like part of the reason why I started doing this a few years ago, just because I was like, man, there's not really a huge gap. There's not really like this huge platform for Seattle Seahawks YouTubers, and got in touch with Joe Stevens over at Seahawk Talk, and that's how we got together. But yeah, Norb was a big reason why I decided to do this, because I'm like, man, he does it, and I know he goes to games and does all that stuff, and being here in Pennsylvania, I don't have that luxury. But so if you're in Cincinnati and you follow Norbcam, but it says Norse fan, so I don't know. Are you a Bengals fan because you live in Cincinnati? Are you a Vikings fan because of your handle, or are you a Seahawk fan because you're here and you were over at Norbcam? I have so many questions. First down run here from Chicago goes for 2. Second down and 8. $8:30 left here to go in the first quarter. Williams has a man to his right. Right up the middle we go again. And Johnson's able to gain 3. Oh, NKU University. Oh, cool stuff. All right, third down and 5. We should be able to see the pass rush here come into fruition. Let's see how this goes. Ball on the 35-yard line. Man to Williams right. He drops, he throws, got rushed right in his face, and it is through the hands of his intended target. And, yeah, that is incomplete. And that's Odunze, the rookie from Washington, dropping that. Followed the Hawks since 1984. Wow. What drew you to being a Seattle Seahawks fan living in Cincinnati? You know, I'm in Pennsylvania, and my dad was from Washington State. And so that's how I became a Seahawks fan, is that I used to watch games with my dad all the time. So I got it all honestly. Seahawks, Mariners. Hopefully when they get a basketball team, I'll be on that. So excited for that possibility. Lots of talks about expansion here in the last few weeks. A little more than normal. But yeah, if you since it's your first trip over to the show, make sure you pay attention to the up here above me with the upload schedule. December's really hard to, especially the Tuesday shows. Um, and today just sort of worked because the live stream was already on Thursday. But being a pastor, December is like a wild month. So I try to do what I can during the month of December because I really do enjoy everything I get to do on this channel. And it's a really cool outlet. And I love this team. I love talking about them. So as long as there's people who will listen. Still on commercial break. When we get back, oh man, I forgot to move the football down to the Bears. It's a moot point now because Seattle has the ball, but I've been out of practice every single time I have live streamed Seattle Seahawks games. They have lost, and so it's few and far between that I get to do this. It just so happens every time I do, they lose. So I'm not really in the swing of like moving the football back and forth. But yeah, let's see if Chicago gives Seattle a new look, or are they going to continue to run the ball well here towards the back end of the first quarter? Let's see here. First down and 10. Geno slips and falls. The turf monster at Soldier Field gets Geno. He'll be down at 10. Super Bowl Pete Johnson couldn't get into the end zone on 4 straight runs versus the 49ers, so I was done. Saw the Hawks versus Raiders. Never seen a left-handed quarterback, Jim Zorn. Yes, yes. It's a bit before my time, but my dad would always glean about Jim Zorn. It's good stuff. Charbonnet to Geno's right. See how this goes. Ball on the 9. He's going to look. Swing pass. It's sort of a screen. Bobo out there with a big block. Charbonnet able to put down a shoulder. I mean, that'll be a gain of about, I'd say, close to 10. Third down here. It was 2nd and 18. Let's see what the yardage is. That was a nice little swing pass out there to Charbonnet. 3rd down and 7, so gain of 11 there on 2nd down. All right, here we go. A real shot here to get this conversion. Charbonnet flexed out. Now comes back into Geno's right. Trips at the bottom. All the top wideouts are down there. Geno's going to look back up to the 10. He's going to step up. He's going to launch it, and he is off target. He had Lockett open on the line, on the middle, just like the last throw he missed in the red zone. And he missed him again. Let's see. Oh, it wasn't Lockett. It was JSN. Oh. Geno just missed him. DK way downfield, missed him. Here comes a punt by Dixon. Puts a lot of leg into this one. He's going to grab it at the 21. That's a great initial punt, and the coverage is good. Gets him down at the 29. Wrote a letter to Chuck Knox, and he wrote me back. Hooked ever since. Well, I'd say so. That would be a pretty good reason to be hooked. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right. Let's see how this next drive goes here for Chicago. Hey, it's Joe Stevens. Good to have you here. We've talked about you already here on the stream. Swing pass over, and it's about a 9-yard gain over to Moore. Man, that happened so quick. I saw the chat go off, and I was focused there on the chat. But yeah, we'll see how this one pans out here with Seattle's second drive out here on defense. Moving the pocket, getting Williams out in space. That's where he's been efficient this season. I think it's going to be second down at about 1 here for Chicago on their second drive. Ball on their own 37-yard line. Pistols, which insinuates single back here for Williams. Play action fake. And that's an easy dump off there right in front of Nwosu. That's Swift getting the ball at about the 40-yard line. So that will be more than enough to get the first down. I just can't see what Gino sees. Yeah, that missed pass over there to JSN was pretty rough, and I don't know. Normally he's a lot more crisp than what he has started out tonight. Ball on the 40. Pull concept up the middle here by Swift, and that's a gain of 5 as Chicago creeps closer and closer to midfield on about the 45.5-yard line. Second down and 5 here for the Bears. We're looking to gain some momentum here into next season. Talked a lot on this channel about just the disappointment of the Bears with Caleb Williams. Let's see how this works here on a second down and 5. Single back Swift in the backfield. Man in motion. Oh, Uwosu gets chipped. Got another free runner. That's Murphy. And Williams just going to throw that away over the head of Reek Woolen. Be third down and 5. This will be a big defensive stop from the Seahawks if they can get this done. Get the defense off the field as quick as possible. Third down and 5. 3:57 left to go here in this ball game. Shotgun set. Man to Williams left. Seattle bringing all the pressure up. They got like 9 men on the line. They're bringing them all right in his face. And it is incomplete. Not high enough for Allen there at the first down marker. Ernest Jones in the face of Caleb Williams right there, causing an errant throw. My goodness, Seattle lined up like 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. That was crazy. Ernest Jones getting right back there. I love the discipline there by Jones, not pushing Williams down to the ground, but just getting right up to him and pushing him, let him feel him, let him know he's there. Taylor's going to be lined up here to punt. His foot almost on his own 30. And the kick is away. Oh, great special teams play by Chicago. Tackled immediately at their own 5-yard line. Seattle is going to be hurting here on this next drive. All right, we are here on commercial break. Hoping, praying, waiting for another breakthrough drive here for the Seahawks. I think the last drive for them was, obviously put off schedule by the Geno trip on first down on the last drive. I don't anticipate that happening again. But the thing that has been a part of the Seahawk narrative this year has been giving up safeties. I felt like in the beginning of the season we were giving up safeties nearly every other game, and hope they don't do anything foolish back here on the 5-yard line. That would be quite sad. So I'd be pretty disappointed. Aren't you supposed to stand on the 10? If it goes over your head, let it go? I don't know. Seattle's special team unit has been a bit of a mess this season. They weren't able to hold on to the ball. Excuse me. They weren't able to hold on to the ball as a special teams unit very well this season. And then they made this change to this guy. I think his name's Dorian. And the only reason why they got him is because in his entire NFL career, he has never fumbled. So he does have a lot of confidence in himself that once he gets the ball, he's able to do something with it. I don't know. I would have let it go too. It's hard to say. Oh, goodness. Can't start yawning now. We just started. All right, here we go. Single back. I think that's Kenny McIntosh back there 3 yards deep in his own end zone. JSN in motion. It's going to be a run, and he is hit hard, but he bounces off, gets it out to the 11. I kind of lost him there in the field of jerseys. Kenny McIntosh got smacked and yet kept going from the line of scrimmage. Huge hit and able to stay on his feet out across to the 10-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 here for Seattle. All right, here we go. Kenny McIntosh still in the game. Single back. Barner in motion. Now sets in as an extra blocker. Picks it up, and he trips. Gain of about 3. Gets to the 13-yard line. Man, that turf monster has struck back-to-back drives here for Seattle. 61 rushing yards for the Seahawks, most in the first quarter in either of their last 2 seasons. So this is really atypical stuff here. Charbonnet in motion coming to Geno's right. 2 wide receivers to Geno's right as well. He's going to look. He's going to step up, roll out. He's got it. All he's got to do. Oh, incomplete. All that Geno Smith had to do was run it. Tried to squeeze it into JSN, and it was bobbled. 4th down and 2. He had a lane. I mean, I understand it's Edmonds out there at linebacker. That's a daunting matchup, but I would have trusted Geno to get that. It was pretty good coverage, but at the end of the day, I would have thought Geno would have ran for it. It's hard to say how much that knee injury is still hindering him. 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Dixon's going to punt it away. It is caught at the 30-yard line. All right, still a 3-0 ball game, and I did not forget it this time, moving the football down. It is the Chicago Bears ball. 2:12 left to go here in the first quarter. The game is really going by fairly quickly because there's been so much running on the Seahawks side. Really drained a lot of clock. Don't have a lot to show for it, but they were able to get this thing done so far. Let's see how this goes for Caleb Williams. Single back. They're going to start this drive from their own 31. It's a toss play to the right, and look who blows that one up. That is Witherspoon coming in from the corner position, flying in. That will be a significant loss here for the Bears here on first down. Yeah, it was a pitch here to Swift to his right. And Witherspoon reads it perfectly. Gets him down at about, I'd say the 24-yard line. Loss of about 5. This is a screen play. And DJ Moore is able to tiptoe across the sideline. Let's see, that might be a gain of about 9. Gain of 11. It will be 3rd down and 6 here for Chicago. So a good little flip there. Good response going right on the first play, then heading back left there towards the screen. Getting Seattle to move east and west. Running back to Williams right. 3rd down and 6. 4-man rush. Williams steps up, fires over the middle, and just overthrows Awuzie. I mean, what are you doing there? And this is what I mean when I talk about Caleb Williams. If he's that generational talent that everybody's talking about, he had a clean enough pocket to step up and to make that throw. It was over the middle. A guy not within 5 yards of where he's supposed to be. Put it on his numbers. Here goes the punt. Kicks it off from his own 25. Fair catch caught for at the 15. 41 seconds here left to go in the first quarter. All right, here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Seahawks. Ball on their own 16-yard line. It's a swing pass to DK Metcalf, who puts his head down and trucks his cornerback matchup out across to the 21-yard line. I'm about 30 seconds ahead. I won't play spoiler. We'll see. All right. 2nd down and 5. Clock winding down here to end the first quarter. Do they snap it? They don't. Yep. Yeah, it's weird, Norse fan, because we sort of figured this out last week, or last time I was able to live stream these games, that the live chat on my end is like a 30-second delay. So if your game is 30 seconds ahead of mine and you respond as the game is going on, it'll get to me about when it's happening on my end. So it's we had a great time trying to map all that out last week or 2 weeks ago, trying to figure out how live chatting worked and things like that, because I use OBS to set up my live streams, and then I force feed it into the YouTube channel. And I was like, I don't quite know how this works, and I wish I had, extra change to to do something like Streamlabs where I could interact with all that stuff on the fly. But I don't. I got a nice little ticker right there that shows me when you talk. But it is delayed. Oh, we can make some adjustments here to the screen. Now we're on commercial. I don't know why I haven't thought about doing this before. We will change this to Q2. Keyboard still works. Last week we ran into a catastrophic error with the keyboard. It just wouldn't type. I'd never had anything like that happen to me before. And I basically just like rebooted the computer. And I didn't even know if like it was possible to relaunch on the same stream that I had on. And it worked. So grateful for that. Showing the skyline here of Chicago. You'd have to think if everything pulls its way this weekend and the NFC West is decided on the last game of the season, they do flex that into possibly the last game because it is to be determined, the Seahawks matchups versus the Rams in terms of time. First time I've been able to listen to Steve all season. Yeah, and here you are listening to me. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, he's one of the best. Running back to Gino's right, it is Charbonnet. 3 flexed out here for Gino to his left with Metcalf on the bottom of the formation. 3rd down and 4. Gino pumps, looks, throws, gets it to his man, and that will be a Seahawk first down. Ball on the 29-yard line for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nice little pump fake here by Gino to spring JSN free. Encourages him to move out. Comes back in. Good medium pass there from Gino. On target. You can tell he's the safety valve. Single back here for Seattle. First down and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. JSN in motion. It is a run. Here to Charbonnet, who slices up the middle and gains about 5. Man, I am loving what I'm seeing from these guards here early on. Interior offensive line has been a big struggle for Seattle this season. They have their groove going on. Tomlinson, Olu, and Lamea here on the inside of this line. Another draw, another big run. Lowers his shoulder out across the 40 all the way down to the 44-yard line. First down, Seahawks. 13 minutes left to go till halftime. Charbonnet ripping them off right now. Abraham Lucas with that pulling block there from the tackle position. Good stuff. McIntosh in the backfield now for Gino. McIntosh is going to scramble out. Gino's going to throw, and he's got his man down to the Bears' 41-yard line. It is Tyler Lockett, finding Lockett in the soft zone. They talked about this on the preview show of Thursday Night Football, about how Gino does capitalize in zone coverage. They've played it well tonight. Lockett sits in the zone and is able to get another Seahawk first down. 7 first downs to the Bears, 1. Seattle has that advantage tonight. Gino swing past the Lockett right up top. Sort of stumbles at about the 40. We'll get to I would say about the 39-yard line for Chicago, or in Chicago territory, rather. Tyler Lockett showing up big right now. 23 plays, 13 minutes of possession for Seattle here in the first half. They are dominating time of possession tonight. All right. Charbonnet to Geno's left. Ball on the 39-yard line. Second down and 7. Lockett in motion. Low snap. Geno handles it. Looks. Lots of time. He's got to have some pressure, and he is sacked for the first time tonight. Geno Smith goes down. A loss of 4, which will put Seattle into a third down and long situation. And it's the Edwards duo for Chicago getting inside. Yeah, they're running this hitch concept, and it is not working. Ricky, good to have you here. Third down and 10. Geno, pressure in his face, looks. He's tackled as he threw it, but it's an incomplete pass, and he threw it to nowhere, but there was also a flag on the play. This might be offsetting penalties. We'll see where this goes. Good to have you here, Ricky. Oh, JSN lining up offsides, and I'm surprised they didn't get Geno with an intentional grounding there. Big fourth down here. On a field that has already proven to be treacherous. They've had multiple slips out here tonight. Oh, I see the wideout out there that he's trying to get the ball to. Wasn't in frame. And it's not going to be a field goal attempt. It will be a punt here by Dixon to try to pin him deep. Lands at the 9, and it will be down by A.J. Barner, the Michigan man, at the 8-yard line. Chicago will start their next drive deep inside of their own territory. They only have 1 first down tonight. This is turning into that defensive slugfest we talked about at the top of the show. Move that football. I'm getting there, Ricky. We talked about that here on the last drive, was able to remember it. So I've only forgot about it one drive. So I think we're doing a lot better than what we were last time we were together. Good to have you here. Excited to hopefully get a win tonight and able to keep this season alive. I made sure to post on the X account, which if you're not following Zach Talks on Twitter, you should. I posted out there tonight. I was like, all right, well, in order to keep their season alive, Seattle has to do something they have never done before, which is win while I live stream their game. So I've had a few opportunities to do this, and every time we've done it, we've lost. So hopefully they win and break the curse, and we're able to have a season at least until Saturday. And then depends on if the Arizona Cardinals can beat the Rams. And then if they fail to beat the Rams, it'll come down to strength of opponents. So then that means the results, like everybody else's results in the Sunday games and Monday games, matter. So we got to be paying attention to a lot of games this week. It's too close at this point. Yeah, I agree. It's way too close. Arkansas is going down tomorrow night in the bowl game. Hey, them's are fighting words. Yeah, I'm way more concerned about Seahawks football right now than I am about Arkansas bowl game, but I'll be rooting for them. If I got time, I'll tune in. I don't know what tomorrow evening's gonna wind up looking like. Oh my word, they just talked about Saquon Barkley possibly breaking the single season rushing record, and he could break it against the Giants on the last week of the season. How bonkers is that? Ball on their own 9 here for Chicago, looking for their second first down of the night. Williams looks to his right, throws to Moore, and is wrapped up immediately by Job. But there is a flag down. It might be a push off here. It is against Chicago. That will be on Moore. No wonder why he was open. Caleb Williams looking to hush his own crowd. All right. Excited for maybe a more explosive second half. We'll see. Ball on their own, let's call it 4.5-yard line for 1st and 14 now for Chicago. Play action, swing pass out to Moore, and Witherspoon holding on at the 2-yard line. Or is that Reek? Okay, it is Witherspoon. You know, on these uniforms, the 1 and the 7 sort of hitches the same direction, and between 21 and 27, it's kind of hard to keep them apart sometimes. But yeah, Witherspoon gets back there, breaks up the screen. Could it be Seattle gets a safety? I mean, they're chronic at giving up safeties. Ball on their own 2-yard line. 2nd down and 17 for Chicago. Man to Williams' right in gun. Snaps the ball. Looks. 4-man rush underneath. Oh, Witherspoon just wasn't quick enough to break that one up. He will get back to the original line of scrimmage when it comes to down and distance. It will be about 3rd down and 10 for Chicago. Ball on their own about 9-yard line. Or no, they gave him a few more than I expected. 3rd down and 7. 0 for 3 tonight on 3rd down conversions. The Bears do not have... they do have 1 first down. They don't have 2. Ball on their own 12-yard line. Seattle's presenting a big rush front, just like they did earlier in this ball game. And they're bringing the heat. Here they come. A little bubble screen, and this is wide open to Swift. Out across the 25. Out across the 30. Out across the 35, and he's finally brought down. A brilliant bubble screen to his right as Seattle just brought everybody, and all that Williams had to do was lollipop it over all the blitzers. Whew. Quick, back to the play. Williams shoots across the middle, and it's intercepted. There is a flag by Kobe Bryant. Gets the pick. He's across the 50. Oh. Bryant thinks he caught it, but they've waved it off. What? Too many men on the field for Seattle. Oh, it's Owosu who gets hurt. He's limping off the field, and they didn't call an injury timeout. Oh, and he gets burnt with too many men on the field. That was such a weird sequence. All right, we're back to normal now. It's not a pick. Ball on the 41-yard line for Chicago. 1st down and 5. Play clock down to 1. It's a flip over to his left. Swift running. Puts down his head, gain about 14. Ball to the 49, almost to midfield for Chicago. Chicago's now getting into it now with tempo, so you got to be aware of what's going on and adjust accordingly. Seattle's not been great against tempo this season. Swift to Williams left. 4-man rush. It is a handoff to Swift. Swift stiff arms Tyrese Knight. Tries to hurdle Julian Love, and it did not end well for Swift as he gets catapulted out of bounds. That was funny. Yeah, Tyrese Knight trying to get in there, just gets stiff armed. That is so funny. He thought he was gonna hurdle Julian Love. Ball on the Seattle 48-yard line. Chicago now driving. 2nd down and 7. Lots of defenders right in his face, and the pocket just collapses and swallows up Caleb Williams on the I think on the Bears side of the 50-yard line. And I don't know who they're going to give the sack credit to. There were about 3 Seahawks there right in his face. I know, sack. How crazy is that? Finally see one. And it's crazy because Seattle's been so good at pass rush this season. It's just the sack numbers really haven't translated well. Ball on the 50-yard line. Quick pass by Williams. It's an immediate screen. Nobody set. More across the 40 to the 35. Dragging defenders almost now to the 30-yard line. He is finally pushed out of bounds by Kobe Bryant. And again, the tempo thing. If the Bears utilize tempo, Seattle's in big trouble tonight. Very quick release there by Williams. Had a whole caravan. That's the second real quick bubble screen they've run on this drive, and it has went tremendously well for the Bears. Swift now being the focal point of the Bears offense. Johnson gets the handoff up the middle. Ooh, and he's immediately met by Cat Williams. Big Cat Williams in the backfield. Leonard Williams is there, able to bring him down. They call him Big Cat for a reason. Roaring around like a lion there in the backfield. He's been playing out of his mind as of late. Big authority there. Shannon Nwosu is back in the ball game. 2nd down and 11. Oh, it's a fumbled snap. Williams is able to break out of it, and he slings it away on the broken play to Keenan Allen. What in the world? Now the Bears are getting tempo because of fumbles? Like, what is going on? Man, Tyrese Knight was so close to blowing that thing up, and if Nwosu would have stayed home, it would have been covered, but he didn't. Oh. Broken play for the Bears. Everything going right for Chicago on this long drive. Oh, ball on the 17-yard line. Swift breaking way outside. What is that all about? Williams looks. He's going to lollipop it up there, up over Everett, into the back of the end zone. There is a flag. Four players were moving. That is the official penalty for the Bears. Yeah, it's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. Seattle's going to decline it, though, as they get the first down stop. Oh, this has been a long drive for Chicago. They started this on their own 9-yard line. Ball on the 17 for Caleb Williams. He will have an empty set. 3 wideouts to his right, left, and 2 to his right. Williams looks. He's got a lot of pressure in his face. Lofts it up to no one. 5 yards out of bounds. In the back of the end zone. 3rd down and 10. And that's the kind of pass rush we've seen from this team all season. They can bring 4 and still get a lot of pressure. But at the end of the day, that's got to translate into sacks, not just QB hurries. It's just something that's been plaguing this team all year long. But they did a really good job at making sure they hemmed him in. 3rd down and 10 here for the Bears. They have 3 in the bag. Ball on the 16-yard line. Man to his right. Williams is going to roll to his left. There is a flag possibly for hold and zone. It is a touchdown to Dunze, but we will see where the flag is. Williams is upset. And it is a holding penalty on Chicago. That's Curran for holding. And that will cost Chicago a touchdown. Who did he hold? Yeah, Owosu. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Yep, that's a hold. Whoo, Seattle dodges a big bullet there. 3rd down and 20 as the ball is now placed on the 27-yard line. Uwosu's coming again. That quick little bubble screen happens, and Boye Mafe blows it up. What a big man tackle by Boye Mafe. Let's go. What a huge tackle there. They went to that little quick rush bubble screen that worked earlier to Swift, and it did not work. 4th down and 17. Seattle was there to blow that up. Kairos Santos is in to kick this one. 83% on the season. Ball on the... this will be a 42-yard attempt. 4th down and 17. 2:40 left to go. Kick is up and straight through. Good. And so the Bears finally respond with 3 of their own. All right, we got the ball highlighted, ready to move that next go round. All right. I do have to say, though, one of the things that Seattle's been incredibly, just preposterously good at all year has been 2-minute offense. They have done exceptionally well in that regard this season. And they have about that much here left before half. So we'll see how it goes leading into halftime. Oh, man. Well, it's been a knock 'em out, drag 'em out kind of fight. A big defensive slugfest. Seattle's first drive really made it look like they were going to pound the rock and make sure that they were going to run the ball. And that worked until they got in the red zone, and then they decided not to do it anymore. But I've been really encouraged to watch what Seattle's been doing offensively tonight. This is the formula they need to follow in order to give themselves a fighting chance for the postseason. I don't think you're going to beat the Rams by getting in a shootout with them, which if everything falls their way this weekend, they're going to have to wind up beating the Rams next week in order to get to the playoffs. You got to slow the game down. Got to control time of possession. Got to make sure that everything's working. And this blueprint for Seattle worked really, really well. I'm really surprised Grubb hasn't just thrown caution to the wind and has just decided to rip it around the yard. I know it's raining. I know it's Soldier Field, but this isn't the first time Seattle's played in a rainy environment. So it's been tried. It's worked in the past, so we'll see how it goes. I got my cursor over the football. I'm ready to go. I don't trust our special teams enough to automatically switch it. Santos kicks it away. into the back of the end zone, and I don't have to trust our special teams because it will not be fielded. Seattle gets the ball back. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Yes. Seahawks have to become Cardinal fans this weekend. Charbonnet to Geno's left. 2:32 left here to go before halftime. It will be a draw to Zach Charbonnet. Gets a big time block by Tomlinson. Gain of 9. DK Metcalf, behave yourself. Oh my gosh, DK Metcalf. Are you kidding me? I'm tired of DK Metcalf, man. I'm so tired of DK Metcalf. He'll never, ever mature. Yep. Is he going to get ejected? No. Unbelievable. What a joke. Bench him. Bench him. I am so tired of DK Metcalf's attitude destroying Seattle Seahawks drives. We talk about this all the time on the show. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. And he's still mouthing off. He's still mouthing off. Trade him. Trade him. I'm so done with him. I'm so done with DK Metcalf. And the clock is still running. Nobody knows what they're doing. I'm so tired of DK Metcalf. I don't know how you feel. Yeah, just like TL. And you know, we talked about this. And if you're not subscribed to Seahawk Talk with Joe Stevens, you really should. He popped into the chat. He does a lot of live streams with different YouTubers, different smaller YouTubers, and he's a Seahawk fan. He does pretty good work. He's actually a big reason why I'm back into the YouTube game this year. Um, we talked about this on the last Tuesday show we had, and I made that comparison to Terrell Owens. I was like, he's not like a locker room cancer like T.O. was, but man, his attitude on the field is just like T.O. He just isn't mature. And it's so frustrating, right? Because his talent level is just off the charts, and yet he's not performing well. Out with Metcalf, in with Marner. Yeah, and that's another emerging rookie I really like. I love what I'm seeing out of AJ Barner. Gonna have to get rid of Noah Fant in order to do that. No, I don't know Fant's contract in order to make that happen. I don't think Barner can necessarily be a speedy wideout per se, but I think he can be a better guy in terms of the passing game as the primary tight end. Yeah, easy to get in their heads. I totally agree. It's he will never mature, and you know it's sad because like if he honed his stuff in, he could be like Megatron. Hey, Joe Stevens. Hey, uh, we were just talking about you. You're back. Metcalf learned he can get multiple personal fouls and not get booted as long as it's on the same play. Look out, NFL. Yeah, yeah, Joe. We were just talking about how ridiculous this is. I'm so done with him. I'm so done with him. You've missed like a big meltdown by me on here about DK Metcalf, and you know how I feel. We've talked about it on your show before. They're bragging about it, and he was John still on the sideline. It's ridiculous. All right, second down and 16. Let's shake that off. Seattle does their own little bubble screen. Speaking of Noah Fant, we were just talking about him down to the 38-yard line. 3rd and 3 for Seattle. Man, nothing gets me more mad than DK personal fouls. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. All right. Showing Richard Sherman on the screen with Ryan Fitzmagic. 3rd down and 3 for Seattle. This will be big for their drive continuity. 152 left to go here. They have all their timeouts, so we'll see how this goes. They've run the ball incredibly well. We'll see. Charbonnet now flexed out wide. Never mind about running. Empty set for Geno. Lockett flexes out. Empty set for Geno on 3rd down and 3. Geno's going to look. They bring 4. Bubble pass here for Fant again, who does a little juke move out to the 49-yard line. Man, Norse fans, Seattle must have heard you talk about A.J. Barner, and they're like, we got to get Fant more involved. Oh, I do love A.J. Barner. I'm excited to see. Oh no! Blitz up the middle for Geno. They snap the ball really quickly. He's gonna float it. It's caught by Metcalf in a trio of Bear wideouts. It's down to the 36-yard line in Bears territory now. I think. Or maybe I just lost track of field position. Nope, I was right. Down to the 36. 1st down and 10 for Seattle. A minute left to go here before half. We talked about how efficient Seattle is on these 2-minute drives. Lots of time. Geno steps up. Geno pumps. He's going to run. And he's going to slide. This will be a good time for a timeout. And McDonald does call his first timeout here before halftime. 53 seconds left to go in a 3-3 ball game as Seattle tries to get an important score before half because Chicago does get the ball to start the second half. Whew, there's a lot going on. Yeah, we talked about how in the 2-minute drill, Seattle is really, really efficient. And I know it gets offensive linemen tired over time, but you know, tempo with this offense has not been a good strong suit this season. I feel like they have really missed an opportunity because when they hurry up and Geno's just able to play backyard football like he just did right there, it's pretty special stuff. He doesn't overthink it. He just kind of takes what's right in front of him and lets his arm talent speak for itself. So we'll see if they're able to pull this one off right before halftime. Oh, man. Hopefully, Seattle gets a much-needed score here before half. I really want to get greedy here. I want a touchdown. It'd be a big statement. Instead of like hurrying it up, fighting it back from the penalty, only to go down there and kick a field goal. Nah, if you come back from that adversity and score a touchdown on this drive, that'd be amazing. Clock management's going to be huge. Would be nice if that motivates Metcalf to open his game in the second half. Yeah, I really don't know. It's been very, very evident that JSN has slipped into that safety blanket for Geno. We've seen it tonight, right? He sort of forces it to a safety blanket. And there's been a number of plays where Metcalf is open. And DK he's not looking that far down the field. It'd be cool. Rain's really coming down now. Charbonnet to Geno's left. 2 wide receiver high. Metcalf is not on the field right now. Ball on the 33-yard line, and it's a run to Charbonnet. Up the middle, it is stuffed. I understand the premise, but the clock is still rolling. Third and 5. Lots of time being wasted here. Oh, now they're going to burn a timeout. They wasted so much time. That's brutal. Wasted about 14 seconds there trying to figure out what they were going to do. They pulled a Bears on the Bears. Where's Matt Eberflus? All right, here we go. 3rd down and 5. Geno's going to look. He's going to get it deflected at the line. Incomplete. Oh, man. All right, don't be greedy. Take your 3. Move on. Tried to get it underneath the fan again, and I would have rather seen a big play there. Go for it. Lots of rain coming down here for Myers. This is going to be from 50 on a field where people have slipped. It is so good from 50 on a slippery Soldier field. Ooh, man, what a kick there by Myers in the pouring down rain. That's what you like to see. Seattle getting points before half. This isn't something new. They've done that all season long. Being really efficient there. Metcalf on the bench. They're showing. I don't like his attitude. 21 seconds left to go here before halftime. Seattle's doing just enough to stay ahead. But you kind of feel like, this has been a pretty decent half from Seattle, right? You run the ball well. The field's getting worse. It's raining a lot more. This is really the kind of half Seattle needs in order to be strong in the second half. You're not looking to establish the run in the second half. You already have done it. Myers with the kickoff. It is a wobbler. And it is caught for a touchback. We're going to move the football. We're getting closer and closer to halftime in this one. Defense is playing really well right now. Gotta prevent the answer here. Don't give up anything stupid. Ball on the 30 for Chicago. You gotta think they're gonna try to run. Nope. It is. It is a run. It even tricked me. Swift able to jump and jive for a gain of about 7. And Chicago will call a timeout. They're going to be aggressive with 13 seconds left. Keep in mind, Gino hasn't thrown his interception yet. Well, he tried. He tried really hard that first drive, threw it right to 2 Bears, and they both couldn't come up with it. In the red zone, mind you. So, I mean, if that counts in the universe, then sure. Second down and 3, ball on the 36-yard line, 36.5-yard line. Chicago looking to get in a field goal range before halftime. Williams going to look. Has a man underneath. 4-man rush, and they are going to swarm him. That's Jaron Reed and Leonard Williams. And that will be halftime for your Seattle Seahawks as they walk into half up by 3. Has not been a great game if you were expecting offensive fireworks. But, they're interviewing McDonald. They even asked him about Metcalf. That's funny. All right, halftime notes. It would be, I would say, the first takeaway would be Seattle's defense is playing well. They're showing up. And the second takeaway would probably be Gino is just a bit off. We have talked about that here tonight. Just missing throws on that first drive. Almost throws that red zone pick. He hasn't looked crisp. And then I would say the third takeaway tonight is, will weather be a factor? I think the field's just going to get worse. You know, Soldier Field's grass field. This isn't going to particularly bode very well for either team, right? But you would think it would favor the Bears because they are used to playing in that kind of conditions. Now, Seattle's used to playing in the rain, but they don't have a natural grass field like Soldier Field. So you got to keep in mind what that field is going to turn into as the rain keeps coming down here in Chicago. They showed the weather earlier. It was like 43 degrees, so it's not a threat of snow or anything like that. It's just going to be just wet and miserable. So make sure ball security is a primary thing you talk about here at halftime. I think offensively, Seattle's got a really good plan. You establish the run, and you make sure you're not going to establish it here in the second half. It's already a threat. Both Charbonnet and McIntosh have ran very well. I've loved what our guards have done here in the first half. This has been one of the better first halves of football in terms of running Seattle has had all year long, short of the Arizona game where Charbonnet just went off. I think you got to stay with it. You know, with the conditions the way they are, the running game's going to be the key. Be opportunistic in your passing moments, you know, which is different than what Seattle's really played as all season. They've passed the ball to open up the run game. Now they kind of have to go back to traditional football. You got to run the ball in order to open up the pass on this rainy night. I'm going to turn down the halftime show here in my ear. But, I mean, they are locked into a defensive battle now with the Bears. Give us some stats. I got them for you. They're right here. And they're at my fingertips. It has been a pretty great night on the ground, as we've said before. And that's where our focus is really going to be tonight as this game really wears on. 9 carries for 50 yards for Zach Charbonnet. Kenny McIntosh adding 5 carries for 37 yards. This is a extremely efficient running group right now. This team is making sure that they prioritize the most important thing. The total yards, Seattle leads that right now, 178 to 101. They are absolutely crushing time of possession right now. This is not even close in terms of who is controlling the time of possession. Outside of that one Bears drive that started from the 9, Seattle was looking at double-digit advantage for time of possession, and then the Bears had that long drive there right before half, dwindled that advantage down to just outside of 3 minutes for Seattle. Passing yards, Seattle leads that 87 to 74. Of course, rushing has not been evident for the Bears tonight. They've really depended on those swing passes and bubble screens for the extension of their run tonight, have not been able to run north or south against really Williams, who's been a force tonight. We'll get to him in a moment. But, I mean, the outside play, the edge play for Seattle's worked really well. We've seen Witherspoon come in and blow up toss plays. We've seen Nwosu be able to be disciplined there on the edge and really shut down the Bears rushing attack that only has 27 yards tonight. Total plays, Seattle has 32. The Bears have 25. Both teams have 2 sacks. And then when we talk about defense for the Seahawks tonight, your tackle leader right now is Josh Jobe, who's been pretty good in terms of his play as that third corner this season. He's making sure that the guys that are in front of him get tackled right away. We're not really seeing any blown coverages from Seattle up front. We're seeing more of it from these bubble screens on these all-out blitzes, and that's where Seattle's getting burnt in the passing game. 1 sack tonight by Leonard Williams, and the other one they gave credit to that I wasn't sure was Hall. Hall getting in the backfield and making sure that he gets credited with the sack. I think on that play there was like 3 Seattle defenders that could have been given credit for the sack. In terms of passing, you noted that Geno has not thrown his interception. He also has not thrown a touchdown either, but he is efficient. 10 of 15, 97 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Against Caleb Williams, 7 of 13, 82 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He did have that fumbled snap there towards the end of the half that then miraculously turned into a big play for Chicago, but really nothing to speak of in the running game. Swift has run for an average of 2.8 yards a carry, 6 carries, 17 yards. And that's pretty much it for the Bears. Moore and Swift have 3 catches each, and that's pretty much it. You know, this Bear offense, they haven't really been striking up over the top. It's been all that underneath screen stuff. And we go back to previous conversations with Caleb Williams. We've seen him miss guys over the middle. We've seen Odunze be wide open and Williams just miss him. We've seen those out routes and Williams just miss him. He's really struggled with that intermediate to long passing game. Now, he did have that long pass up over the top that would have been a touchdown aside from a holding call, but I think at that point, the defenders on the back end, they saw the flag. They knew what it was for, and you could see in the defenders, they knew right away it was going to be a penalty against the Bears that was going to call that play back. In terms of notable Seahawks stats that we should be looking out for here in the second half, Noah Fant, right? He took fire there after we talked about A.J. Barner. He got 3 catches for 40 yards. Maybe there's something schematically where that can come out for Seattle in their tight end matchup Something interesting we talked about at the top of the show. Komet being that guy for Chicago. He's got nothing. They've shut him down tonight. No catches. I don't think he's even been thrown to tonight. So, a glaring flaw in this defense by Seattle, the Bears just simply are not taking advantage of. They are really struggling at trying to find some downfield throwing lanes. It's all been underneath. It's all been bubble screens. And you just kind of got to grit your teeth and hope that continues to be the play. It would be a very winnable game if that continues to be the play. I think right now, what we really should be looking for in reflection of these stats is a re-emphasis of this running game. It has been so good for Seattle tonight. It would be a shame if they just gave up on it on the first drive. Say they try to run, 3 plays or 4 plays to start the second half, and it doesn't really go anywhere, and Ryan Grubb doesn't touch it for the rest of the game. We've seen him do that this season for the Seahawks, where he just ditches it and he goes, all right, Gino, you're going to throw it now pretty much for the rest of the game. That'd be a shame. I mean, Charbonnet and McIntosh are doing fantastic work right now, both averaging above 5 yards a carry. This has been a really, really good game for Seattle in terms of establishing the run and making sure that things are trending in the right direction, especially from their interior alignment point of view. We've talked about that being a point of contention on this team, on this show before, where things really just haven't worked. I like how Charbonnet and McIntosh go north and not east and west. Yeah, and I've talked about this a lot with Joe Stevens on his show. That's what I appreciate about Charbonnet's game over K9. Kenneth Walker's got big home run ability, but he does bounce around in the backfield a lot. And on an offensive line that has been porous throughout the season, you kind of just want a guy that's able to run up to the line, see the hole, and lower your shoulder and go. And Charbonnet definitely is that guy. And what I noted with Joe Stevens on his Tuesday show, which I do live stream here on this channel as well on Tuesdays, is that in the preseason, I saw McIntosh become a north and south runner. That wasn't always the case. He ran a lot like K9 in the past, sort of bouncing around, kind of known for catching the ball more than he is running the ball. And like in the preseason action, it was very apparent he was more eager to lay down hits. He was more eager to just take what the defense gave him, run right up the middle, and be aggressive. I like Charbonnet because he's able to do that too. And that really does fit the running style of this team. It's a shame, right? Because K9's not ever healthy. And you're just kind of hoping that he's healthy from week to week. And it's the most random of injuries. He's like, he gets the flu sometimes and he's out. He strains his oblique, which is something he's been fighting this season. He's strained his quad. He's just struggling, trying to figure this thing out and put it all together. And we talked about on that live stream how K9 is really fighting for his future this year. He reminds me a lot of Chris Carson, not in running style, because Carson was another real big physical back, but Carson had huge upside, especially in a Seahawk uniform. He reminded us so much of Marshawn Lynch and just that gritty, physical, dominant runner. And yet, he couldn't stay healthy. Huge upside, and yet injuries plagued his career. I think K9's very similar to that. Seattle really hasn't had a great record when it comes to picking in that position as of late. I think they have something in Zach Charbonnet. But Charbonnet has also shown us over time wear and tear becomes an issue and he gets injured too. So, I don't know. If you make the play this offseason, and again, I don't quite know their contract, but what would it look to off K9 here in the offseason? I don't know. What would it look like to trade away DK? I don't know, but an argument can be made that you can live without them. Here's the kickoff. This is the second half, and the ball is down at the 22-yard line. We are off and rolling again here in the second half. That was a pretty short halftime show. All right, here we go. Let's see what Thomas Brown, the interim head coach, has drawn up here coming out of halftime against the Seahawks defense. Ball on their own 22-yard line. This is where the Bears will start the second half quest. Play action fake. Nwosu can't get back there. Williams is going to roll, and he's going to be chased out of bounds for a gain of 1 by Witherspoon. I think for the Bears, you kind of have to out-Seahawk the Seahawks this half. You got to try to run the ball. I don't think Williams has got it in this weather to really sling the ball around the yard, so he hasn't really shown us that he can do that tonight. All of his yardage has been on bubble screens. Single back here for the Bears, and it is a run right up the middle. And that is by Swift. That will be a gain of about 8. Third down and 2. Let's see how this goes for the Bears coming out of halftime. See what the adjustments are like. On third down, Seattle's been really heavy on blitzing, but it is third down and 2. Running back from the left gets the carry, and he is short. He is stopped short, and Boye Mafe is there to drag him back. Julian Love, Reed in the pile. Ernest Jones in the pile. Nwosu's there. Fourth down and 1, and the boos are coming down here in Chicago. Run, run, run. And that was a third down and a long 3 there by Jones, and Johnson, wasn't able to get there. Fourth down and 1. The Bears will go 3 and out to start the second half. I like what I see here. Here's a punt, and that ball is away. My mouse is over the ball because I still don't trust him. It is caught at the 20, and Seattle gets a 3 and out on defense. They will get the ball right away to start the second half, and we will see what the offensive adjustments are for Seattle here to start the second half. All right, let's see how this works now for Geno, who's been dinking and dunking tonight, but he has been effective. Ball on the 20-yard line. Single back Charbonnet. DK moves down to the bottom of the formation. Bobo in the slot. It's a play-action fake. Geno's going to look. He's going to throw underneath to Charbonnet, who jukes one man, gains 6 down to the 26-yard line. .67 total yards for Zach Charbonnet tonight. Charbonnet to Geno's left again. Ball on the 26-yard line. Second down and 4. They're going to get a play check here. They do run a no huddle, so they must like what the defense is giving them. Bobo running to the bottom of the formation with JSN, DK up top. It's a run by Charbonnet, who pushes a lineman forward, who gets tattooed in the backfield. Loss of 1. As Walker 95. Oh, please don't go 3 and out. Oh, man, here we go. Gino with Charbonnet to his left. Wideouts to the bottom of the formation. 3rd down and 5, ball in their own 25. Gino steps up in the pocket. He's going to get away. Lowering his shoulder out across the 40, and he's going to... Holy moly, Geno Smith. Gonna slide down at the 46-yard line. That's crazy. That old man's got some speed in those wheels. Look at him go. Gino had a nice little pocket to step up into. And slides down short of the 45. It'll probably be about, I don't know, about the 42-yard line. Definitely protecting that knee, though. Ball on the 41.5. Single back now for Seattle. 1st down and 10. New sets of downs. And it's a pull concept with Barner across the formation to Charbonnet. Gains 1. Well, now we're in the position when Seattle's driving. If this doesn't end in points, you've successfully flipped the field. So, I mean, there's some positives to be gained there. But the Bears have shown they can drive the length of the field. Remember, their only scoring drive came when they started on the 8-yard line. They were pushed all the way back to their own 2. 2nd down and 8, ball on the 42-yard line. It's a pitch to Charbonnet to the left side, and he's got a hole. Puts down his shoulder. He's going to be about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Let's see what happens here on this crucial 3rd down for Seattle. They've been able to move the ball pretty well, but the last time they got to 3rd down, Gino was able to generate a big run off of a scramble. 3rd down and 3, ball on their own 48-yard line. Charbonnet to Gino's right. Gino looks. It was actually to his left. He's got a defender at his feet. He's fumbled. Gino has fumbled. It is, I think, the Bears' ball. Or no. Ulu's got it. Wow. Ulu's got it on a strip sack on Geno Smith. Ulu just sort of... Ulu sort of retained possession by putting his stomach on the ball. But that's Taylor getting in the backfield, getting Geno's arm. Man, almost picked up by Williams on the drop there. Darrell Taylor, former Seahawk, with the strip. But Seattle retains possession. Ball in the 41, and it will be a punt by Dixon. The punt is away, and the ball is away. And it will be bounced at the 15, down at the 16-yard line. And that's what I talked about, making sure you flip field position. If you're not going to score, you might as well play a field position game. Seattle does that well. But Geno, not sensing the pressure there on the back end. Former teammate stripping the ball. Good little back and forth there. We saw a lot from the defense, shutting down the running game, staying true to that run defense, coming out of halftime, able to put the Bears in a 3-and-out situation. I mean, that was a 3rd down and 3. You're the code is like if you get 3 yards rushing, you're pretty close to 1st down. They weren't able to get it, and in fact, they were able to stop them at the line of scrimmage on that 3rd down attempt. Goodness gracious. Here I am yawning again. And then on the flip side of that, Seattle was able to get the ball and move into a position where they too had a 3rd down and short. And Geno, on 3rd down, on one play, is able to extend, is able to run out. And then on the next third down opportunity, Geno spends too long in the pocket, gets strip sacked. So what happens? It's that Jekyll and Hyde thing that we've talked about here on the channel before with Geno Smith, where there are some moments he makes all the plays, he makes all the right decisions, he makes all the throws you could ever want a quarterback to do. And then the next moment, it's disaster. So we get that on back-to-back third down opportunities. Whew, I don't mean to be yawning in front of you. It's just where I am right now. I don't know why. I've put in a declaration for tea. Hopefully I get it. I talk for a living. You would think I'd be able to make it through a whole game. I don't think I've ever gotten to the point where my throat hurts. First down and 10, 8:13 left here to go in the third quarter. The Bears have the ball at their own 16-yard line. Single back here for Chicago. It's a pulling concept out to the left side. He is met 3 yards outside from the line of scrimmage from Jones. Swift is tackled. Gain of 4. Just another exciting Seahawks game. Yes. Where we'll get to the fourth quarter and years of our lives will be taken away due to the stress of the game. Barely squeaking it out versus a 4-11 club who haven't won since they fired their head coach. Second down and 6 here for Chicago on their own 20-yard line. Play action fake from Williams. He's going to look. Seattle sends 5. Williams on the run. Out across the 30. Gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Williams showing his wheels. Punch, counter punch there. Geno showing a scramble. Williams responds on the next drive with a scramble of his own. Just inside of 7 minutes left to go now here in the third quarter. All right, here we go. First down and 10. Play clock dwindling down here for Chicago. Seattle sends 4. Uosu coming unblocked. And it is another bubble screen. And there's Witherspoon flying in the backfield, blowing that one up. Loss of 1 for Chicago. Witherspoon came out of nowhere to blow up that screen. Witherspoon's flying everywhere tonight. He is locked in. Second down and 11 for Chicago. Game is now dwindling down with 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Ball on their own 35-yard line. Back to Williams' left. He's going to look, throw from the shotgun. It's a quick out, gain of 2 to Keenan Allen. It'll be third down and long for Chicago here. Trying to sort of flip some field position of their own, right? Respond to the Seahawks moving down the field and then flipping position. They haven't moved nearly as far as what Seattle did on their first drive, but I mean, any kind of movement with a team that's struggling to get first downs, excuse me, is positive for Chicago. They had a very atypical drive there that went long earlier in the game. Man rush right in his face, and he is down. Multiple men in the backfield. Boye Mafe, Jaron Reed, Julian Love all get in the backfield to tackle, to sack Caleb Williams. Man, Leonard Williams making quick work of the line, creating a way for other guys to get back in there. Love was there. Mafe was there. Reed is going to get credited with the sack there. Good stuff there by the pass rush. And that's where the Seahawks defense comes to life. When they have earned the right to rush the passer on third down and long, that rush gets home. They are so good at that. It's just those other downs. The punt is away. It's almost blocked. It's a bit of a shank down at the 35-yard line, and that's where it's going to stay. That's not a good punt. Seattle will get the ball back here with about 5 minutes left here to go in third quarter. Let's move that football. Chugging along here in the third quarter. Both teams trying to prioritize the run. The quarter's moving along pretty quickly. We talked about that at halftime. And you got to be able to prioritize the run right now. With the weather being the way it is and the field just getting worse and worse, footing's getting worse and worse. I don't think the punter got a good punt off because his footing wasn't very good. It's just going to be really challenging for both of these teams down the stretch. Oh, man. I'm excited for what this fourth quarter can bring. Man, if this has kind of got like one of those feels, if Seattle can just get out of their own head, score a touchdown on this drive, the game's pretty much over. Chicago has had one positive drive really the entire game. Outside of that, their time of possession have been abysmal. Their running stats, even on that drive, that 92-yard drive, the running game wasn't a part of that drive. You were able to do bubble screens and get out ahead of that. You just kind of feel like if this becomes a 10-point game, it's a bit out of reach. And it is a shame, right? This is classic playing down to your competition. I mean, on paper, Seattle really should handily beat this team. But, I mean, the Bears have nothing to play for, right? Other than a draft pick, and nobody likes to lose. So, other than if you're the Giants. The Giants love to lose right now. Broadcast is back talking about all the different Bears quarterbacks. I just don't think that, like I said, I mean, I know Caleb Williams, he's a rookie, but this team had such high expectations for this season. And that quarterback play is not as good as what Justin Fields was able to do last season. Here we go. First down and 10, ball on the 35 for Seattle. JSN in motion. McIntosh picks up a block. Geno's going to float one up over the top. Incomplete. Miscommunication to his wideout. 11 of 17 for Geno tonight. Again, just like from the first drive, it really has not been a crisp game by Geno at all. It just seems like a step late, a step off than what we're used to seeing. Second down and 10. And this will be McIntosh up the middle for a gain of 2. Third down and long for Seattle. Creeping to the 4-minute mark here of the third quarter. Man, you gotta think like there's gotta be a big play looming in here somewhere, right? Just haven't seen it tonight. Charbonnet moving in motion to Geno's right. Might come with a blitz here. Nope, they check out of it. They only send 4. Geno's going to look, rip one, and it is caught from the heavens from JSN across the 50. Oh no, he hits the ground. The ball pops up in the air. It's caught by a Chicago defender, but they're marking JSN down. Oh, wow. Come on. Yep. Okay. Oh. Oh man! Ooh. Oh man! JSN was close to turning that big play into a heartbreaker for Seattle. But it's a big play for the Seahawks. First down and 10. Ball on the Bears' 44-yard line. There is a flag for this 4-run gain, almost 5-run gain here by Kenny McIntosh, but there is a flag, probably for holding. A legal formation. A Blucas. Illegal formation. Man, and if that ain't the Seahawks season in a nutshell, I don't know what is. You know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right? You get that big play, and then almost a fumble, and then a penalty, right? So you got to rebound from that. We saw that earlier with the DK penalties. Had a good drive going. DK puts him back. Let's see if they can bounce back from here. First down and 15. Ball on the Chicago 48. It's a draw to McIntosh. Breaks 1 tackle. Is able to fight all the way down to the Bears' 41-yard line. McIntosh is going to stay in the game, moving to Geno's left. Three men up top with JSN on the bottom of the formation. Second down and 9 for Seattle. The play check comes in. Farrell Brown moving in to the line. Play action fake. It's a bubble screen to Farrell. Farrell out across the 40, fighting for extra yardage, spins, and he fumbled it. And the play was whistled dead. And I think they whistled it dead prematurely. The crowd thinks it's a touchdown. Nobody. What in the world? Almost back-to-back drives with weird fumbles. When did the whistle come? Because, I mean, that's a strip. That's a fumble. What? They flipped the play? Lockett's saying he blew the whistle. All the players stopped like he blew the whistle. And the refs are saying he didn't blow the whistle. And that's going to be a touchdown for Chicago. Okay, well, fine. If it's a recovery, then he's down by contact. Oh my goodness. So a play that was whistled dead is not whistled dead. Was ruled a touchdown, but is not ruled a touchdown now. Ruled down by contact. Lockett is furious. He's saying he blew the whistle. Unbelievable. The Bears get the ball at the 38-yard line. What? What? Yeah. I mean, everybody's right there acting like he was down because of the whistle. That is ridiculous. I don't know what to make of all of that. That was just one terrible call after another. Dang. That really stinks. And I really thought there was a whistle, but whatever. It doesn't get more weird than that, really. But the NFL does whatever it wants, I guess. Holy moly. Bears will go deep on their first play. Probably. I mean, it's a big momentum change there. I mean, if I was coaching a team, that's probably what you would do, right? All the momentum's your way. Go for the shot. Um, Hard to tell. It was just bizarre. Everybody's standing around like he blew the whistle, and I have the game here in my ear. I'm watching it, of course, over here, but everybody just sort of stopped. Like the whistle was blown, and I thought the whistle was blown, but apparently not. All right, well, Bears get the ball back. Farrell Brown fumbles, sort of. First down and 10. Chicago's going to get really good field position here at their own 38. Swing pass to Allen, who bobbles it, who breaks the tackle from Witherspoon and is pushed out for a gain of 5. So not a deep pass. It's Caleb Williams' bread and butter tonight, a swing pass or a screen pass. Oh, second down and 5 here for the Bears. Ball on their own 42. It's a run by Williams. That was weird. For a while when he was running, I thought it was number 10, and I was like, I have no idea who number 10 is on the Bears, but yeah, that's number 18. That's Caleb Williams. All right, Williams gains about 4. It'll be third down and 1 here. Seattle's been pretty good on these rundowns in order to stop short yardage, so we'll see how this goes. Runner in shotgun to Williams' left. It's a pass. He's going to throw underneath. It is caught by Allen. First down. Gain of 3. First down and 10 for Chicago. 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Allen's fourth grab of the day for 27 yards. 4 down front for Seattle. Empty set here for the Bears. Ernest Jones creeping up to the line for Seattle. They are bringing 5, coming from a different direction. Great rush concept. Uchenna Nwosu in there. Tyrese Knight able to provide extra pressure, and that was due to the disguised coverage by the linebackers. Knight did not give away his blitz, and it looked like Jones was coming, but he backed out, able to change the flow of the line. The linebackers made that sack happen for Seattle. Uchenna Nwosu getting in the backfield all the way down to about the 38-yard line. Second and 24 for Chicago as we go to the fourth quarter. Oh, man. I've said multiple times on the stream tonight that I would certainly hope tonight's the night that Seattle winds up doing the impossible and winning on a night where I stream their game, but it is a defensive slugfest out here right now. I really would have liked to see some fireworks and downfield throws, but with the weather and conditions out there tonight, it's not looking like that's going to be possible. Yeah, Lockett started to run after him. Yeah, but I mean, you look back at the fumble, everybody just sort of stopped. And once he got the ball, got up from the pile and started to trot and run away, then Lockett came after him. But you look around the pile, Metcalf stops, Lockett stops, everybody just sort of stops. And it's not like one of those fumbles that's like close to the ground. I mean, he was going down, and as he was going, the ball came out. You would think if there wasn't a whistle there, people would be a little bit more engaged in the play, but judging by the wideout standing there, I really thought he blew the whistle. But that'll be something we reverse, I guess, later and take a good long listen. At the end of the day, as of right now, it hasn't bit Seattle yet. So when we come back from the commercial break, it'll be second down at 24 after that big sack on Williams. Just got to be disciplined now. Can't fall for the bubble screen stuff. This is where that defense really cranks up. If you've earned the right to pass the rusher, which they have, they've been excellent at bringing pressure and making sure that those tackles come in. I just don't know if the Bears are going to be able to counter that with those bubble screens that they've been able to do tonight. Waiting for the commercial break to end so we can start the fourth quarter. My tea came. Thank you. In the Seahawk mug. Thank you. Second down and 24 here for the Bears on their own 36-yard line. Running back shifts out. Send in 4. Batted down at the line by Nwosu. Great back-to-back plays from him. Well, I got to tell you what, Norse fan. I thank you so much for wandering in here and sticking around. This is, as a small YouTuber, this is pretty cool to have somebody to talk to. Can't thank you enough. 4 down linemen here for Seattle. It's going to be flexed out to 3. Shotgun for Williams, only sending 3. Getting Swift underneath. Able to get rid of 1 defender, and he will be tackled for a 1-yard gain by Witherspoon. Bears fans are letting the Bears have it right now. Fourth down and 22. Gonna click the football now with the certain hope that we will be able to recover this punt. I don't trust punts anymore. After the season we've had, goodness gracious. Kick is away by Taylor, who had a wobbler before. Not this time. It is caught at the 14-yard line. Seattle will get the ball back. What's your story? How's a Hawks fan wind up in PA? Yeah. So my dad was from Bellevue, Washington. And he met my mom through a mutual friend in the Air Force when he was serving in Arkansas. And my mom was from Pennsylvania. And this mutual friend was actually related to my mom. And was like, I met this guy down here on base. He's a really good guy. I think you'll like him. And they did. They kicked it off. And when it came down to who was moving where and how this was going to work, for a while, my mom moved down to Arkansas to be on base with my dad. And then eventually, when they got married, And my dad did his time in the Air Force. He was able to leave and settle down. They both kind of looked at their family situation, and my dad was one of two kids from a pretty small family, and my mom is a part of this huge family. My grandma is like the oldest of 12, and so we have all kinds of cousins and whatnot here in PA. And so they chose Pennsylvania, and she was able to move back home. And that's how a Seahawks fan winds up in PA, right? I grew up watching football a lot with my dad, and loved all the teams that he loved, and was able to spend a lot of years watching Seahawks and Mariners and all the Seattle sports teams. And of course, college football. My college football allegiances are wild because my dad was a Husky fan, and he had a soft spot for Wazoo, and so I root for them both until they play together in the Apple Cup. My roots are from Pennsylvania, so my first team is Penn State, and we used to live in Arkansas, so I'm also a Razorback fan, which is how you saw Ricky in here tonight teasing me about Arkansas playing in their bowl game tomorrow. So, yeah, just kind of a sports mutt, but in reality, I'm a big Seahawks fan. Charbonnet goes up the middle, gains 1. So now you know. But yeah, it's been quite a ride being like one of the few Seahawks fans I know out here. I've met a couple along the way, but growing up in school, always rubbing elbows with Steelers and Eagles fans, and of course Super Bowl 40 rolls around, and I'm like the only kid in the classroom with Seahawks gear on in a room filled with Steeler fans. And it's been a ride. Charbonnet to Gino's right here on second down. Bubble screen here to JSN. Slips out to the 21-yard line. Here we are, 3rd down and 3 for Seattle. Ball on the 21-yard line. Gino's going to check out of this shotgun formation with Charbonnet to his left. Crowd getting rowdy here in Chicago. 3rd down and 3. They got to come up with something here. It's a run. Charbonnet stopped at the line. Seattle pretty content with playing field position game right now. Yeah. So my dad, my dad passed away when I was 16, and it was basically like that was a pretty hard part in my life. My dad passed away, and then 6 months later, my best friend also died in a car accident. And big punt here, by the way. Out across 30 to the 35. Tattooed here down at the 40 by Love. And anyway, I went through quite a bit of loss early in my life. And that's part of my testimony of winding up being a pastor. So I always try to see the best in people and try to give encouragement, and that's why here on this channel December's been crazy for uploads, because I'm a pastor and it's a busy time of year. So definitely my dad shaped a lot of my story, and it's this YouTube channel is kind of a way where I remember my dad a lot and his fandom for this team. God's got a plan, and it's bigger than my own. So phone's going crazy now because I got some friends that are on, wondering where I am. I'm on live stream right now. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yep. Yeah, I think my life would be a lot different with you know with my dad being here. I don't think I would be doing this. I think I'd be watching games with him. So I've met a lot of cool people doing this. So it I know I'll see him again one day, and in the meantime I get to meet a lot of cool people doing this stuff. So pretty blessed. All right, first down and 10. Did we move the ball? Seattle get the ball? Yeah, Seattle has the ball. No, Seattle doesn't have the ball. Right? I think the Bears have the ball, right? Yeah, the Bears have the ball. It was weird. They were showing Leonard Williams on the sideline. I'm like, wait. All right. Ball on their own 38-yard line. It's a run to the left by Swift. Probably the best run of the night for him. Gain of 8. Ernest there on the tackle. Second down run. I think they're going to give the first down to Chicago. 11 minutes left to go here in this one. Unless if this crazy game goes to overtime. Dear goodness gracious. Seattle fighting for their season. They did not give Chicago the first down. It is third down in inches. Third down in inches. Single back for Chicago. Now shifting to an offset I. It's a weak. It is a fullback run. Big hit by Knight there. But it is enough for the first down. All right. After showing a bunch of replays, first down and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line. Bears are not in Seahawks territory quite yet. It is a run, bouncing out a counter, and he is stopped for a 2-yard gain. Man, oh man. Seattle playing for its playoff life against a 4-11 Bears club. Yikes. All right, here we go. Williams with Swift to his left here on second down and 8. I feel like I'm not talking as much simply because the pace has slowed down so much. It's a fake swing pass to Swift. Right to his butt. It's an incomplete pass. Be third down and 8. Ernest Jones rushed that play. It didn't hit his butt, hit his hand. All right. Big third down outside of field goal range. 9 minutes left. Man, you got to stop him here. Almost got Seattle to jump off sides. They are going to bring the house on this one. They do. And he is going to be sacked in the backfield by Jenkins. Rayshawn Jenkins showing up tonight with a sack on Caleb Williams. They brought the house, the cul-de-sac, the village on that rush. Man, they got to Caleb Williams. They were not backing out of that blitz for nothing. Ooh. I love this creative blitz package that Seattle is doing now. I think it's so cool. But you got to earn the right to do that, and they've done that tonight. 8:20 left to go, and the punt by Taylor is away. Almost fumbled, but it is caught at the 10-yard line. Oh, man. Come on, team. You know, 2 years ago, I think was the first Seahawk live stream I've done. And I've done a couple here and there since then. And this season, I really made a commitment. I was like, I want to do all the primetime Seahawk games. I love doing this stuff, even if I sit here for 3 hours and don't talk to anybody. I just think it's an opportunity to meet, new people. And if they stick around and call the game, I think it's really cool. But the whole time I've been doing this, they've never won. So it would be nice if we break the curse tonight and they win. So here's to hoping. All right. Creeping towards the end of this one. That's Seattle's 6th sack of the night, by the way. They have been on it trying to get to Caleb Williams. All right, here we go. Getting ready to rejoin this game. Man, I even feel like the fourth quarter commercials are longer than all the ones that we've had. The second half has just really dragged on. Oh. Here we go. Ball's going to be at Seattle's 12-yard line. First down and 10 with 8 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Single back Charbonnet. Lockett in motion. False start, maybe. Are they going to get it on Ford? Jonathan Ford. Oh, it's pretty rare when that actually happens. I would have bet my bottom dollar that Ulu, the center, would have had a false start, but that's not the case. All right, free 5 yards. We'll take it. First down and 5. Ball on their own 16-yard line. Lockett in motion once more. Play action fake to Charbonnet. Gino's got him underneath. Instead, he's going to go next level. Did Metcalf scoot that off the dirt? He's going to be down at the 40. I don't know if he caught that ball. He caught that ball, got his fingers underneath it. What a catch there by DK Metcalf. Gino's first sort of big boy arm throw tonight, and what a grab by DK. And he didn't get up. He sat there on the 40, gave himself up. Big catch there by DK. At the very least, this flips field position for Seattle. Ball now on their own 40-yard line. Single back here. It's a pitch to Charbonnet, who's going to get one block on the outside and gains 1.5 there on first down. Can they pull this one off? We'll see. It's been a hard go here for Seattle here in the second half. Charbonnet now to Gino's right in shotgun. Fant up top with Lockett and JSN. Play action. Gino's got to get out of there. He does. Throws it to the outside. Did Fant get both feet down? He did. Wow. That was a pretty fancy 3-yard gain. 6:30 left to go here in this one. 16 of 22, 158 for Gino. 15 rushes, 57 yards for Charbonnet. 4 catches, 43 yards for the tight end Fant. 3rd down and 6 here. Big 3rd down for both teams. 6:12 left to go here in the ball game. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Charbonnet to Gino's left. Gino shotgun, throws it, swings it out to Charbonnet, catches it on his fingertips, breaks one tackle, will only gain 1. And the Bears will get the ball back. I tell you what, I know it's the weather, but it just feels like this offense has not taken the downfield chances it could have tonight. When they do pass, I feel like they're sort of defaulting to the short underneath stuff. It's frustrating. 4th down and 4 with his feet at his own 30-yard line. Dixon will punt it away with 5:18 left to go here in this ball game. Fair catch called for, caught at the 12-yard line for Chicago, and the Bears will get the ball back. Still a 3-point game with 5:12 left remaining. Can they hold on? Oh, that tea was a lifesaver. That and the really slow pace of this second half. Let's see how this one shapes out for Seattle. Me and my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, were watching college football. Team was kicking field goals, and a fan held up a sign that read John 3:16. And it said, "What does that mean?" Oh, that's cool. So football was sort of your in to figuring all this out, huh? Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I do see, quite often any given football game that's still the case. I mean, people are still doing that. That's pretty cool that your story starts out with that. That's awesome. That is really cool. We have been married for 32 years. Wow. Good for you. Good for you. Wow. Yeah, my wife and I have been married for 7 years. And we were tried to be high school sweethearts, and then didn't get on the same page until we went to different colleges. And we knew each other for a long, long time, and it all panned out. So 32 years. That's awesome. I will have to throw it in though. That's longer than I've been alive. So I'm 30. I know I got 2 kids, so it makes me look a lot older than what I really am. But but 32. Congratulations. That is awesome. All right, here we go. First down and 10 in a slugfest here in Chicago. Ball on the 11-yard line. Shotgun formation for Caleb Williams. It's a quarterback keeper from Williams. He's going to scamper for 7 and out of bounds. First time really tonight we've seen that zone read happen for Chicago. Something you got to be aware of now. They're not all running back runs. Second down and 3 for Chicago. It's a pump fake, and it is a run up the middle. And man, did those defensive linemen bite on that pump fake. That pile's still moving out across the 30-yard line. New set of downs for the Bears. Oh, it's going to be one of those games, isn't it? It's going to be one of those games. Williams is going to look. 4-3 rush, and he's going to get away. He's going to try to juke out Ernest Jones. He doesn't, and he is hit at the end of the play. But there is no flag. I mean, he's trying to weasel his way out of bounds, and he wasn't out of bounds, so he's still in bounds. Williams showing his wheels now. He will be short of the first down. Second down and 2. Big time blitz coming off the edge. Almost got the pick out of thin air to Allen. Ooh, that would have been amazing. Third down and 2. This defense has got to hunker down now. 3:22 left to go. The Bears have all 3 timeouts. We'll see how this one shapes out. You got to think this is now 4 down territory here for Chicago. Third down and 2. Ball on their own 38-yard line. Play clock is cranking down here for Chicago. Pass rush is going to get there. Williams is stopped short. He's stopped short. Did he get there? He is not going to get there. The ref is going to stop him short. A yard from the line to gain. Williams steps up in the pocket, running away from the pass rush, and the Bears will go for it here on 4th down in their own territory. Oh my goodness gracious, here we go. 2:22 left to go here in the ball game. 4th down and inches. Seattle trying to get their personnel in check. Oh, it's timeout. Oh. Well, Norse fan, now you know how I feel. You know, I'm of the mind where I just want them to go into their matchup with the Rams with a chance. I just want the last game of the season to matter. And whatever happens, happens. Like, that's what I'm rooting for. And if they get in the playoffs, great, whatever. But, I mean, this team isn't exactly world beaters, but it'd be cool to see them in the playoffs. So I really want them to win. 4th down and inches. Strong set here for Chicago. They have a fullback in. Allen in motion. Alert changes. Komet Flexes out, single back. More changes. It is a false start on the Bears. It's a false start on the Bears. Carhan with a second false start penalty of the night. Holy moly. What in the world? And the Bears are going to punt. The Bears are going to punt. He's the same guy that held on the touchdown for Chicago. Holy moly. What in the world? Bumps them back to a 4th down and 5 with 2:14 left to go. Can Taylor get the clean punt away? Is this another penalty? Why would you call a timeout? Chicago calls a timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts now and the 2-minute warning to play with. Is Chicago considering to go for this? Are they caving into the fan pressure? It looks like Caleb Williams is back on the field. Chicago has changed their mind. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 5 in their own territory with 2:14 left to go. Can Seattle get one more stop? Ball on the 35-yard line. 4th down and 5. Running back to Williams is right. Shotgun. Gonna look. The rush is there. He's gonna lob it to nowhere, and it's caught. It's caught. DJ Moore on a prayer from Caleb Williams. What in the world? And Reek Woolen is the culprit. What in the world? Wow. What a play by Caleb Williams to just keep it alive. He had everybody bearing down on him. To DJ Moore across the middle. Oh, no. Ball on the 49-yard line now. Swift to Williams' left. Allen in motion. 1st down and 10, and he fumbles. He picks it up. He tries to step up in the pocket, and he's sacked. Oh, Leonard Williams getting a sack there. Oh my goodness. 2-minute warning. Drama late in this one. Can Seattle hold on for the impossible? Oh man. Oh. Well, Norse fan, now I'm stressed. I am officially stressed. Wow, what a turn of events. Oh, crazy. I'm not feeling so good. I'm not feeling so good either. It's okay. Oh, man. What a wild turn of events. You kind of felt like that prayer pass underneath was like fate, right? For Caleb Williams to get that out there to Moore. But then Seattle comes right back and gets a sack. So, I did not want this game to go to overtime. Can you imagine a 6-6 game going into overtime? I don't know if I'm mentally ready for such an occasion. It is getting down to the wire. We'll have to find out. I thought Williams was going to be sacked before he threw that ball. Yeah, me too. I mean, there was like 5 guys all over him trying to trying to make that play happen. I mean, I thought they had him stopped. I couldn't have imagined that there was somebody within throwing distance to try to get the ball to. And he made a great play. So, good on him. All right, here we go. Oh, one of the more stressful 6-3 games I can ever remember. I don't know why, but they gave Chicago like 4 seconds back. It's now 2 minutes left to go here in the ball game. 2nd down and 15 to go. Ball on their own. Oh, it's tipped. The screen was tipped. Gain of 1. DJ Moore catches that. Gains 1. Here we go. Big 3rd down here. You know, something I don't understand, and I'm seeing players do this more and more with mouthpieces. He's kind of got it like hanging out of his mouth when he plays. It's not like in his mouth. Like, why would you have a mouthpiece if you don't have it in your mouth? Caleb Williams is guilty of not wearing a mouthpiece right. That's the whole point. Okay, looks like to be 4 rushers here from Seattle. Running back to Williams is right. 4 down come. Lots of time. Tyrese Knight getting greedy on the pass rush. Reed can't get there. Williams thrown out, and he catches it. Ball on the 40. Odunze catches it. Clock is ticking. Williams extends the play by running to his right. Is able to find the man coming back to him, Odunze. A clock is running down. 40 seconds left. Ball in the 40. Can Seattle get something done here? And that ball will be floated out of bounds. Did he catch this? Yes, he did. What a grab by Odunze. The former Husky. Holy moly, holy moly. 2nd down. 31 seconds left to go here in this ball game. Can they hold on? The clock is ticking down. And the Bears will have to call timeout. It is imploding. It's happening again. The clock management stuff. Oh, goodness gracious. 31 seconds. With a team where the coach gets fired basically for poor clock management. Now you have the interim coach not knowing how to get a play down to his player fast enough. Oh, man. "31 seconds left to go here in this ball game. The Bears are down to 1 timeout left. 2nd down and 10. Remember how the Bears got here with mismanaging their timeouts. Seattle looks like they're bringing the world here on this pass rush. 2nd down and 10, ball on the 40. They are. It won't get home. There's a floater up top, and it's incomplete. Reek Woolen there on the coverage. 3rd down and 10. Oh, man. Can Seattle hold on? You would like to think that this is either a draw or a short bubble screen. In order to get to field goal range, you dwindle the clock down, and then you try to kick the field goal to end the game. Well, not to end the game, to send it into overtime, rather. Ball on the 40-yard line. You have to get more yardage here if you're the Bears. Third down and 10. Williams looks from empty set. He's got a man deep down the field, and he misses him. Misses Allen by a good 10 yards. There was nobody there where Williams threw the ball. Mariners beat the Chicago White Sox 6-3. Look at this booth coming up with fun facts. This is for the game if it happens. Fourth down and 10. Ball on Seattle's 40. McDonald will call a timeout to get a look at the offense. Oh, man. The Bears need 10. What is going to happen now? They're showing all the Caleb Williams crucial plays on this drive. Fourth down and 10. Running back to Williams' left. They're bringing the house. Here comes Kobe Bryant. He's going to throw a duck up in the air. And it is intercepted by Rick Woolen. Rick Woolen with the pick. And the Seahawks will win it. Kobe Bryant putting on the pressure. And Rick Woolen gets his first interception of the season. The Bears fans are not happy. Kobe Bryant with the pressure on Caleb Williams coming from the right side. Williams just throws up a duck. And Rick Woolen comes down with it. Seattle is going to win the game. Seattle walks away on a Thursday night football slugfest and will win 6-3 here in Chicago. Oh my goodness gracious. What a sloppy game, but I mean, Seattle, we talked about at the top of the show, you got to emphasize running and defense to have a chance with the weather, and they did. So now we root for Arizona to beat the Rams and hope that Seattle can take care of business on the last week of the season. Yeah, Norse fan, now we can all calm down. Thoughts here to close the game. I mean, Seattle did what they needed to do offensively. Didn't put a ton of pressure on Geno Smith. Focused a lot on the running game. Was able to come out against a Bears defense that does struggle versus the run and was able to get it done. It wasn't really anything to write home about other than Seattle's defensive pressure on Caleb Williams. I think they wound up with 8 sacks tonight. I mean, they were in the backfield often, creating pressure. The last vital play of the game was Kobe Bryant getting in the pressure of Caleb Williams, forcing a pick. And ultimately, this team did what they needed to do. Played a gritty game where the Bears have nothing to play for, and other than to be spoiler, and they walk out of Chicago with a win. All in all, we can all breathe a sigh of relief and now root for Arizona as they play the Rams here moving forward. From me to you, I want to thank you for being here. This is just a great opportunity to be here on the channel and meet new people. This has been such a blessing to sit here and to talk through this game with you. Thank you for sticking around, Norse fan, and really being a part of this viewing experience. It's a lot of fun when I have somebody to talk to throughout the whole game. And I really appreciate you being here, giving a small YouTuber a chance. Here by happenstance from Norbcam. Uh, Thank you for being here. And if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. We try to get out stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays as we move out of December into the new year. My schedule will open up to make that more of a regular thing. If Seattle plays the Rams in prime time, which we will not know until probably after the Rams game against Arizona, I will be back here live streaming that matchup if they are a primetime matchup. And ultimately, this has been a really cool game. Thank you again from me to Norse fan. And if you like what you see here, click subscribe, stick around. There's going to be content here galore coming in the next few weeks. And we'll head to off season and do some cool stuff here. Good to meet you, Norse fan. Awesome that you stuck around, and I really appreciate it. You sleep well too, man. Whew, we got all calm down from that one. We've talked enough Hawks tonight. My name is Zach. This is Zach Talks Hawks, and until we meet again, keep talking Hawks, and I'll be with you again here real soon.